What's going on, guys? Today, like I promised on Friday, today we got a fun video, a Sunday fun day video. So, as I think most people are aware, there is this tier maker list that's been going on the last few weeks. I actually happened to watch some of these videos, but I never really realized that it was some kind of like thing going on. So, it didn't occur to me that maybe I should do this. And I didn't even realize there was this like website that everyone was using, and it was really convenient and stuff. So yeah, when that was brought to my attention, I'm like, oh, maybe I should do that. And I didn't really know exactly what thing I wanted to do first, but I have now settled on tier making of One Piece Devil Fruits in terms of how powerful I think they are. I think that this particular list I found has almost every devil fruit, not including non-canon ones, of course, because first of all, I don't know what any of those are because I don't watch filler. But yeah, it should be most of the devil fruit. It says excluding non-canon and ones I couldn't find pictures of. So it should be just about all of them. I've never made one of these tiers before, so it should be an interesting process. But yeah, basically, we got S through F, and at the bottom, the question mark tier, which is I don't know who this character is, or I can't remember exactly what their devil fruit is, and as much as I can remember, they're probably really not that important anyway. So yes, there's only like a few. There's like 2 or 3 characters I saw on this list that I couldn't figure out who they were. So shouldn't be too many. Let's just get right into this stuff. Let's see how I do here. Okay, so we start with Elvita. Very good. I mean, she doesn't really. It doesn't really do too much. It does have some weird utility advantages, though, so I guess we could give it a D. I wouldn't call it complete F, right? Like F tier. Okay, now we have Aokiji. It's got to be B or S, honestly. I am leaning towards A. I'm gonna put him in A for now. He might get bumped up to S, but I need to see how everything else comes together here. Okay, now we have Baby 5. I think her Devil Fruit's pretty underwhelming as far as the higher tier. You know what? Honestly, it seems like D might be more appropriate, but that would mean Elvita has to go down to F. This is how we're going to keep this for now, I think. It's because, I mean, hers is really cool, and if it would have been like early series Devil Fruit, it would have been insane. Like, if that would have been one of the first things we saw, wow. That would have been crazy. It would have seemed like super overpowered Devil Fruit, especially compared to just Luffy's as far as we had seen. But it really, I mean, it's just not that good. So maybe if a better user who's like a weapon specialist or something had it, it would be better. But no, I think that's fair for now. Bartolomeo's is insane. I'm actually going to put it in A tier for now. It's pretty ridiculous. It's one of those Paramecias that really break into the upper echelons. Hawkins. Okay, well, wow. Man, I think I might have to put it in A tier, seriously. We don't know enough. Here's the thing. We don't know enough about it yet. It seems really good so far, but I'm not 100% sure on what it can do. It's even the abilities we have seen. I'm not sure if, like, what are the conditions that need to be met in order to make those things happen. So I'm going to leave it as B for now. I think that makes sense. Bellamy's, it's actually decent. I'll give it a C. It's pretty much just like a zone where it doesn't really have any disadvantages, and it's just a big power boost, so it's decent, I would say. Big Mom's is insane. I think A makes sense. Blackbeard's, okay. Well, I'm assuming this is the darkness fruit. I would have to imagine, because I did see Whitebeard on this list. So the darkness fruit, I mean, it's A or S, that's for sure. There's a lot of A or S on here. That's crazy so far. I don't think that I believe it's actually better than the ice fruit, so I'll leave it there for now. Probably gonna get a lot of shit for that. This is one of those I believe is that thing from Big Mom's crew? I think it is. Honestly, I can't entirely remember. Blue Nose. His is really cool, and it does have a pocket dimension, so I don't want to give it an F, but I don't think it's really that overpowered at all, especially in like a 1v1 situation. Boa Hancock's. This is another one where I'm really not sure exactly how it works. I mean, obviously it didn't work on Luffy, but it didn't seem like it was going to work on Momonga either. So, like, if she used it on someone like Smoker, like, I don't think he'd be affected. I'm not really sure exactly how it works or if it has any extra abilities. So, for now, I'll just give it a C. I mean, it shouldn't... It does work on girls, though, but it's, like, weird. It's really weird. You know what? I'm going to bump it up to B. It does seem to work on the majority of people and be really overpowered, but I also don't know how fast the actual beams travel. It seems slow in the anime, but why is no one dodging this stuff then? So, I don't know. I guess B is probably a fair placement for now. Mr. 2's is really cool utility, but it doesn't really do anything. I mean, I'm really talking like 1v1 fights here, so I guess it's got to be F. You can't really do much with that. Maybe you could turn into a giant or something, but as I've said a million times, I don't even think giants really have an advantage in the One Piece world, so I guess I'll go with F tier. Brooks is interesting. I'm going to give it a C. It seems like at first it was obviously nothing, but the more he's used it, the more ridiculous abilities he's pulled out, and it doesn't seem like that's even going to end anytime soon. So I would say it's like currently a C, and it could end up being even higher. Probably not, but he keeps using more and more abilities we've never seen before, so I think it definitely deserves at least C. Brulee's is really cool, and it does have some in-combat abilities, but I really wouldn't say that they're that important. It's mainly utility. And it's really good Devil Fruit. I wouldn't even mind having it. But I wouldn't say it's that good in combat. I mean, I guess maybe if you make, like, a mirror image of someone, but I'm not exactly sure what the conditions are. You know what? Actually, that is pretty huge. I'm not exactly sure what the conditions are on that, though, so I definitely don't want to go higher than C. Okay, now we have Buffalo. His is... I mean, it gives him flight, right? So, like, that I always make a big deal out of that, but it's not just really... I mean, he has to, like, travel like a plane. So that's not particularly that useful. It could even cause some problems if you kind of tunnel vision it, so I don't think it's very good. I wouldn't say it's completely useless, but it's not particularly good. Buggy's is really good, I think. And it really matters how he is affected by hockey. I'm not sure if that would, like, negate his ability to split when he's getting cut. So I'll give him a B to play it safe, but if hockey doesn't come into play there, then I could seriously see him being A tier. The gas fruit, I've already said, I think is A or S tier. There's just so much you could do with that Oda didn't really get into. I don't know. Capone's turned out to be way better than I thought it would be, and it has even more applications probably that I'm not aware of, so that's cool. Caribou's is really shitty, despite it being a Logia, but it still is a Logia, so I'm going to give it a C. Pocket Dimension 2. That's bonus. People really underestimate that shit. I don't know why. Okay. I mean, you know what? I so recognize this person, but I just cannot put the Devil Fruit on there. That's a shame. Choppers is really awkward. People say, like, you know, it's just, it makes you a human, but he has all these different abilities and forms and stuff, and they seem actually extremely useful, so I'm going to give it a C. Maybe a D. I mean, it's not that much better than Baby Fives, right? Doesn't really do that much. I mean, some of them are really good, though. I'm going to give it a C, actually. I think it's decent. Cracker. Yeah, that's gonna be... yeah, it's just too ridiculous. It really is so overpowered how he can just clap and make Biscuit Soldiers like nothing. He really was kind of... I don't know how he was defeated, to be completely honest. I mean, I guess Nami was just a huge factor, but I don't know. Crocodiles is really good. All the Logias, for the most part, are going to be an A tier. It's going to be really filled up. Daifuku's was super weird. It seemed decent, but I don't really know the extent of that genie's power, so I don't think it's like B tier or anything. Sorry, buddy. I know it's like a marine or something. I know. It looks like he turns into a dog, right? That's what it looks like. So that doesn't seem that important anyway. This is pretty shitty. I guess it's basically just a zone, so that's fair. That's basically where I put most zones, unless they're special. This ability is really weird. Again, it's just kind of like a little power up, kind of like a zone. Not even though, really. I don't think it's like a worse version of just hockey to me. If you ask me, I think it's just a worse version of hockey. Like hockey just increases your overall power, like armament hockey. This does that, but to a way lesser extent. So Diamante seemed really interesting, especially when he like used it on terrain and stuff. I'll give it a C. I think he had some good applications of that. Dofi's is honestly S tier. It really is, boys. I don't care what you say. I used to believe that it was the strongest devil fruit in the series. I now have that reserved for somebody else. But yeah, it's just the amount of abilities that Dofi's has, and so many people, oh my god, Dofi's your favorite character. Okay, one of the reasons that Dofi's my favorite character, of course, it's because of his personality and all the shit he actually contributes to the plot. But one of the reasons is because his devil fruit is so awesome. It's so versatile and so powerful. It makes me like Dofi a lot. So yes, it is certainly an S tier. It is better than all of these ones right here, for sure. Maybe in specific situations they're better, but overall, this is a better devil fruit. It just does way too much to not be there. This seemed like a pretty useless... Honestly, it was worse than most zones. I mean, it didn't really give her like an overall power-up. It just gave her some weird tunneling abilities, which didn't seem that practical. It was kind of useful in that battle, but I mean, she had a partner who she synergized with quite well, and Chopper and Usopp were worthless at that point. So, oh, here it is. Here it is, boys. I think that's the strongest devil fruit in the series. So, yep, right up there with Dofi, we have Enel. Oh, yeah, and, so, guys, I hate Enel. I really dislike him. I think he was a shitty villain compared to most, and I get a lot of shit for that. But yeah, he's right up in the S tier, because I really think that's how powerful that devil fruit is. Okay, now we got this character. Of course, he's got to go in there, right there. It actually looks like Satori, but that hair is incorrect, so I cannot do that. Kid. Now, I have had some really, really interesting things that people have said about, because I've ranked his devil fruit or something, or I've talked about his devil fruit and how I think it's not that powerful. And people go, oh my god, well, he's Magneto. Okay. Well, for one thing, he has not demonstrated abilities anything even remotely close to Magneto. And the One Piece world isn't our world, where it's much more technologically advanced. So, not just would his powers be limited in that way, but all we've seen, I understand his ability is not to create a giant metal hand. But as far as we have seen, that's all he's really done with it. So, until I see him do more, until I see more than that he just can magnetize things, I don't know what to tell you. I don't think it's that great. Okay? I just don't think it's that great. I mean, a giant metal hand, boys. That's all we've seen. So I don't know. I'm gonna get destroyed for that one, I'm sure. Foxy's is pretty good. It really depends on how fast the beam is traveling, I suppose, but I think it's got to be at least decent. If you get hit by that bitch, you're dead. It's definitely not moving at light speed, boys. I have broken that down for you. Funk Freed. I mean, it's an elephant. It's an elephant, which did absolutely nothing for it. So, I mean, I guess, like, if you gave this to a normal person, it would be decent. It'd be a regular zone, right? So I guess it just happened to be that it was a sword that made it kind of shitty, but it's decent in that case. Okay, now, oh, this is actually a really good devil fruit. I liked how much he's able to do with it. I would be so happy if I got that ability. I think it definitely deserves that tier. Oh, shit. I don't remember what her fucking ability is, honestly. I know who that is. I just can't remember what her ability is. I don't think it was... I think it was like a utility one, to be honest. God, I'm going to get shit on for my question mark tier. But there's so many characters here. There's so many. Gecko Moria's is pretty good, especially with all the different abilities it has. I'm even questioning putting it in A tier, honestly, but I don't know if it's that crazy. The craziest ability is to take all the shadows into yourself, but the key is that you have to acquire all those shadows first. So I don't really think it's... Where these guys, I mean, they're just at all times at full power, so I wouldn't really put him up there. Now we have Gladius. Excellent. I liked his ability, but it didn't seem too crazy. I think it was good, but it wasn't anything over the top. It wasn't better than just a good zone. Hina seemed to be basically completely useless. It wasn't, I guess, 100% useless. It did affect something, but yeah, this is really the tier that has no combat application whatsoever, basically. So I think she's just above that. I'm not really sure to what extent he could use this in battle. It had some good utility, but yeah. I don't think he was too crazy either. Fujitori's is insane. That should go without saying. Ivankov's, I feel like there's a lot of mystery to it, but that's the best I can do as of right now. So, yeah. I think he can do a lot of stuff that we haven't seen, but for now, you know, that's the best I can do. This is a pretty good zone. Jax is a really good zone. What happens when I run out of room here? Oh boy. Looks like we'll have to figure that out. Okay. What are we gonna do with this thing? I mean, it seems like a pretty powerful ability, honestly. I don't know how hard it is to meet the conditions. I want to make that C. What do I... Oh, yeah. Pfft. Easy fucking money, boys. That's how it's done. There's going to be a lot of C tiers here. Joseph's was pretty good, I think. It's just like a bonus armament hockey. If he's using armament hockey along with being fully coated in diamond, I can't even imagine how difficult it would be to damage him. Look at this little fatty. It was not a particularly good devil fruit. Kaku's was surprisingly good. It's a zone. I mean, that's basically what you can expect. She basically got wiped in ways that didn't even make any sense. Her devil fruit didn't really do jack. Conjuro's is actually really overpowered, I think. If there was a decent artist, oh my god, I think his would be insane. I'm not really clear on what the limitations are of that ability, so for now I'll put him in B. He could honestly be A or maybe even S, depending on really what your drawings can do based on how well you draw them. So, oh man, now we have Karasu. Oh, too bad. He just got animated recently. We could have gotten an actually colored one. But yeah, his seems really good, honestly. I'm not sure what it can do, like what its extents are, but it seems really good so far. It has a lot of versatility as far as I can tell. Katakuri's is really good. I'll put him up there. What the hell is this? Oh, is this Is this... No. Who is this character? I don't know who this character is. That's really strange. What the hell is that? Why is everyone else like taken straight out of the anime and this guy's just in a little circle? Okay. Now we have Kinemon. Obviously. I think that goes without saying. Kizaru. Ooh, is he S tier perhaps? I'm gonna just play it safe. I think, I mean, like, we're probably gonna see even more than we already have, and it's gonna be even more ridiculous. I think he's going to end up being S tier. He's probably A tier for right now, but it seems like it's a fair assumption that he will end up in S tier. Kuma's is actually S tier. That's pretty funny that they're back to back. It is that good. It is that good, boys. You can hold me to it. His Devil Fruit is so ridiculous. I think it's the third best Paramecia, if I can remember correctly. No, I think it's the second best behind Dofi's. I believe that is what I concluded. Maybe I'll come across the other one in here. Lafitte's ability. I don't understand his ability. So I'm just going to put him... Honestly, I'll put him in the question mark tier. I don't understand his ability. I don't really know what he can do. So this is the dog fruit. So just a little puppy like this. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. What... Jeez, I don't know. I guess I'll give it D. It seems like a really shitty zone. Give you a little bit of a buff in hybrid form or something. I don't know. Leo seems really cool, but I don't know how useful it really is. So I'll just put him in C. I don't even think so. I mean, it's cool. It's a really cool ability, but I don't... Like, he's really small. I don't think it'd be that good for someone big at all. So I don't think it's really that good. Luffy. Okay, so this is an A tier. Now I've had to explain this on multiple occasions. First of all, I've made the claim that the rubber fruit is better than the mochi fruit, and I stand by that. And people always say, well, I mean, my explanation, of course, is the gears. He can use the gears, and then people say, well, you can't. I mean, that's just because Luffy's really creative. He's using it to its maximum ability. When I am looking at these devil fruits, I am speaking as if they are at their maximum ability, and not just. I don't mean based on like for example, the most recent one, Leo. I said that's a lot better for him than most people because he's small. Okay, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying if you used all of its abilities, if you used every ability you could possibly use with your devil fruit, then how good is it? Luffy uses all of his abilities he possibly can with his devil fruit. I think that is what I am determining. Assuming somebody ate this fruit, they were able to use those abilities. That's what I'm talking about. I think with the gears, it's one of the strongest devil fruits in the series. It's most certainly A tier. I don't think it's quite S tier, but it's insane, actually, how good it is. It's really ridiculous. Mach-Vices is kind of good. It's not bad. It's really not bad. It just forces him to use a really weird fighting style. But when he hits it, I mean, he fucking hits it. So it can be pretty good. Magellan's, super good. I don't think I need to explain that. Marco's, it's S tier, boys. It's S tier. I mean, this is top of the line stuff. This is you face any of these guys against each other, you don't know which way it's going. Not just because they're all so powerful, besides Nell, but their devil fruits are insane. And even at the very least, Nell could probably just run away from all these assholes. So, including Kizaru. I've explained this on multiple occasions. This is a pretty, regular zone. Nothing particularly special about it. This is just awakened. I mean, that doesn't really... These are all awakened. They're not particularly strong on their own, like the actual fruit itself. They're just awakened zone users, I suppose. She had a really weird ability, and it seemed actually pretty decent to me. I'm going to put it on B tier. I thought that it was pretty good, and she was just a weaker character. I mean, the fact that she got defeated by Nami really, I think, says how weak of a character she really was. I don't think her devil fruit was at fault. Nami wouldn't beat non-devil fruit users that were decently powerful. So, she just kind of sucked. This is just a shitty version of Mach-Vice, right? So, that's pretty bad. The snow fruit's decent. I mean, it's a Logia. I'm going to put it at B tier. I really don't think it's A tier, honestly. I don't think it's that good. It had some serious limitations compared to the ice fruit, or the cold fruit, whatever you want to call it. Oh boy. Don't remember his abilities, honestly. I know who it is. Don't remember his abilities. This is a really shitty version of Gladius's. So I'm going to put it in D tier. Oh boy, we're stretching it out. Yeah, I don't think it was that good. I mean, it could be, but I don't really think it was. Who the hell am I looking at here? This is not canon. What is this? This is like 10 people. I must be stupid, or this is from like 3D2Y or something. I don't know who that is. That's like 10 people. What is that? Robin's is decent. I don't think it's that good. I mean, people... She's just not... yeah, I mean, it is decent, I suppose. If you were stronger, if you're more physically powerful than her, I think it would be a lot better. But I still don't think it's as broken as most people claim it to be. At the beginning of the series, I thought so for sure, but then everyone just became... they're on steroids. I mean, what can you do? Just, again, same as all the other explanations. Is this moral? Is it moral? It doesn't look like him. Is this canon? I don't believe this is canon. Man, I'm gonna get shit on if all that shit is canon. Who's this? I keep putting it down here because I can't see it. Oh, it's Oven. Ovens I thought was decent. Not that good though, honestly. He's just really powerful. That's the thing. Peckham's seems pretty shitty to me. I don't even know if it's a zone either. I don't really know what his ability is. It's pretty unclear. Yeah, this gives you the ability to fly in its zone, so that's pretty good. Peyrona. Her abilities were pretty good, but I think they were more limited than they seemed to be. I mean, they made Zoro... Like, I don't think Zoro with Observation Haki would even get hit by any of those things. I guess it's like... it's gonna work on the majority of people. It's gonna be like really overpowered against like not late game people, so it's probably B tier. Okay, his ability was actually really good. I have to make a B tier. Okay, now we're falling off the page, so I'm gonna have to make an adjustment real quick. Okay, adjustment made. Let's continue moving on. This thing is really getting out of control, how large it is. Okay, we have Pika's. People like to say that Dressrosa just happened to be made out of all stone, so he was at a particular advantage. But I mean, it's a pretty common material. I mean, what even is stone? Like, there's, like, so many things are considered stone. It's quite a bit, so I think it's actually pretty good. I think it was actually pretty... Like, Zoro just fucking destroyed him. I mean, let's be real. He went up against an opponent that severely outmatched him. That's what happened there. I don't think we should be acting like it's bad. Yeah, not particularly good. I'd say shitty. Man, why did they use this picture? Look at this picture. It's like... That was like the first time we ever saw her. It looks a lot different than she does now, but... Yeah, I mean, I could see maybe how you could actually do something really weird with that in combat, but it'd be pretty tough, so I don't think that's that good. Reiju's, we have no idea how it works, and it just seems to be related to poison. I mean, it doesn't really affect combat unless she can save herself, perhaps. I guess, okay, maybe it makes you resistant to poison. You're probably basically invincible to poison, so that's at least decent. Lucci's is a solid zone. Yeah. That's a pretty good zone, actually. I'm going to put it at B tier. Corazone's pretty shitty in combat, but it's not completely useless. Could throw off your opponent, especially if they're not used to those kind of conditions. Sabo's is great, of course. Kind of weird that we have Sabo on here, but not Ace. I mean, I don't know. I guess Ace must not be on here. Akainu. Yes, sir. Ooh, the A tier is filled up currently. That is a shitty zone, if you ask me. But it's a zone. It's not really a shitty one. How do we know what this guy's devil fruit is? Am I seriously like? We do not. Does this guy even have a devil fruit? I guess this is where he belongs. I don't know. I have no idea what this ability can do. Really, it seems like it could slightly affect combat, but I'm not really sure what the extents are. This is A tier. We got the Golden Buddha. Definitely, it doesn't compare to Marco's. It's not as good as Marco's, but it's very good as far as we can tell. It might have some crazy... It might be better than Marco's. It might have some crazy abilities we're not aware of. Just right now, it doesn't seem for that to be the case. So, oh man, the boy. Again, not completely useless in combat, but it's not particularly good. Shiki's... I guess he is technically canon, but I don't think it's that crazy. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Some people probably want him in like S tier or some bullshit. This is not a very good ability. It kind of is actually. I'd say it's as good as about a normal zone. I mean, if you could just do that to anyone, like you can rust their arm, that's pretty good. Yeah. I mean, I guess it depends on a few assumptions, but that seems like fair. Pretty shitty. Still Logia, I guess. Definitely not an A tier Logia, but man, that actually does raise some questions for myself. So I guess I do think the smoke fruit is better than the swamp fruit. Yeah, because he can actually like hold shit, where Caribou can't really do that, so I guess it's a little bit better. No pocket dimension, unfortunately, for Smoker. Smoothies just seems... I mean, I don't even understand. I don't even... What's even going on there? This asshole's... Yeah, I mean, it's not particularly suited for... It's not zero, but... It's close enough. I mean, it's close enough. Oh god, this one I don't even like talk. I'm just gonna put it here. Obviously I know what Sugar's devil fruit is, but I don't even like really putting that on a power thing, because like I mean theoretically it could be the strongest devil fruit in the series, but it's like Oda just doesn't want us to think that way. I don't know. It might be S tier, boys, but like I'm just gonna I don't even want to discuss that one, honestly. I don't like talking about that fruit. It seems kind of stupid that Oda even put it in there. Like, I don't know. There should have been, like, some kind of conditions that needed to be made for it. Like, someone had to be, like, incapacitated for them to be turned. So, like, she couldn't just touch its GG. Like, they're dead. I mean, they're effectively worse than dead because they are dead and now they're enslaved, right? So it was just, it was too ridiculous for her to just have to touch them. Come on. Now we got this boy. It's actually pretty good, devil fruit. I think it's like a Paramecia or something, but it was pretty decent. So, Laws is, of course... Oh, this is what I was... Yeah, this is what I was talking about when I... So, I think it's between the Paw Fruit and Laws Fruit for second best Paramecia. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's just so good. I want to know, like, how low Law's stamina really is. Like, is he really just a puss, or is that ability super draining? That kind of makes a big difference. I could see it maybe being A tier, but I'm going to play it safe and hit S tier for now. This was a pretty shitty ability. I thought, at least. I don't know. Who is this? Who is this? Oh, Suru. It wasn't useless, I guess, but pretty close. This is a really good ability. It's one of the best. It's in, like, the higher among the A tier, if you ask me. Who is this? Vanderdecken? I mean, Luffy stopped it so easily. It's just too bad. We went off a little bit, but that's all right. We don't even need below the F tier. Apparently I do, though, actually, so I need to scroll down a little bit here. This is not a combat ability. This is... I don't think he can use this on organic matter. At least living organic matter. So, pretty useless. Whitebeards, of course. Definitely. It's not S tier. I don't care what anyone says. It's not S tier. It's amazing. It's an amazing fruit. It's one of the best. It's not S tier. Drake's looks like a really good zone. So, we have the entire list here. I did it all. I mean, that's like, I can't think of any characters that are like really important that aren't in here, so that's pretty cool. Pretty happy with how this came out. I mean, it's not like it really matters, it's all my opinion, but I enjoyed doing it for sure. The S tier looks really solid when I think of those devil fruits. I'm thinking, yeah, pretty fucking powerful. Aokiji, I'm tempted to put in the S tier. People are going to be like, well, what about Akainu? No. Aokiji's is better. I don't care what anyone says. Big Moms, I don't think it's S tier. Definitely not Blackbeards or Caesars. Honestly, the only one in here I could even consider putting S tier would probably be Luffy's, and I don't think that's the case. I just don't believe that is accurate. So, yeah, it looks pretty solid, boys. I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of contention on my choices, as they usually are anytime I give my opinion on these kind of things. So, yes. Of course, if it wasn't already clear, this was me ranking them based on what I think they are powerful-wise, not just my favorites. Although, a lot of the time, that is kind of accurate. I mean, the stronger ones I do tend to like more, so it isn't completely wrong, but yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. You know, this is a pretty popular thing people have been doing lately. I think it's really fun and easy to do, so if you guys want me to do more of these kind of videos, I could do this for like tons of different series, tons of different things related to One Piece, like a character tier list, like my favorite characters or whatever, or how strong I think they are. Even I could do best arcs in One Piece, any other series I can do too, you know. Maybe link me the particular, if you could create your own tier list too, and maybe I'll do that. Leave me a comment of you creating your own tier list. I would be more than happy to do some of those if they are interesting enough to me. So I like the concept of these videos, but I don't know. We'll have to see if you guys like them or not. Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Again, do comment. I want to know what you guys think about this type of video. That all being said, here it is. Here's my tier list. Here's the ones I couldn't remember too. You know, whatever. Okay. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Hope you guys have an excellent rest of your day, a great end to your weekend, and I'll talk to you guys on Wednesday.